Happy Sunday, everybody. JPA Trades here. After a long couple days of Elden Ring, I know I kind of pushed this video off on you guys, but we're here now. We're here to do it. Before we get started, just wanted to say thanks for everybody, the new subscribers. We're closing in on 5,000 subscribers. That's awesome. We're right there. I think we need like 40 more to go, so that's awesome. If we can hit that, that'd be great. Thanks for all the continued likes and engagement. I know the market has kind of been not as easy the last few weeks. You're even pretty much to start 2022, but we've still been doing really good. The alerts have just been down a little bit. We put the new alert system in for the lower OI names just because there's so many of us now. So going to be going over that a little bit and going to be covering the TTD play. So I guess to start it out, so here's TTD's chart. So what we're looking at, and the reason this play was that earnings. So here was their earnings. They beat and they spiked to the 91. Just want to go ahead and show you. So the reason that we knew TTD was bullish, they had this big beat, 51% earnings per share beat, and a revenue beat. So we knew fundamentally that TTD was going to be, it was a good stock. It was putting out good numbers. It shouldn't have been being sold. So TTD was on the radar. So that takes us back. So that's the new alert. So 22nd, at the end of the day, I said, hey, I'm going to take some TTD calls looking for a move back to 80. So the importance of 80 is just, like I've said before, big psychological level. I knew it could go higher, but I don't want to be, you don't necessarily want to be buying, you saw that move to 91. You don't want to be buying 91 calls hoping for it to get back there in a weekly option. You want to kind of be setting achievable targets, and if it runs beyond, you get those huge percent gain moves. So what happened to 349? What level was that at? So we go back to our chart. 349 on Tuesday, right around that 74.5 level, this dip down. So that came from this nice little double at bottom action, a little bit of a demand zone it came into here before the earnings. So 74.3, 74.85, 74.85, 74.9. So we knew that 74.5, 74.8 area. I think we actually bought it at like 74.75, if I remember the exact number correctly. That's a good spot. That's where it was before the earnings. That's where it based out before that spike up. So obviously we could have timed it up better, but you got to be careful around the war games and everything going on. And thoughts and prayers out to everyone involved. And I hope it all gets resolved soon with as best as it can. I know it's a difficult situation for Ukraine, but I hope it all works out good. So I didn't add more because it failed the low of the earnings, so it got sold down to, what was it, 71, I believe. Yeah, 71.05. I didn't add in the morning, and she only had a split second to do that ad. So I didn't know what was going on. Surprise war declared, everything crazy. But that's, you sell the rumor, sell the news. So everyone's doom and gloom going into it. It happens, and then people start buying back in because everyone's afraid of it. So the move proceeds to happen throughout the day, and we spike back up to 84. And you'll notice right at 80, we see kind of some back and forth here. So that's what I'm talking about for those psychological levels. So it's bouncing, it's hitting, it's going. You didn't know if it was going to make it through or not, so we took our profits there. We made them free. I didn't even make it get all the way to the end. I think they ended up running to $6.20, if I remember correctly. I only made it to $5. And that's because you just add them up. 78. I had the 78 calls plus 5, 83. Made it to 84, so pretty darn close, especially going into a Friday. But for the new alert style, how you guys can do it, and I've said this before. So here I am, I'm saying bought TD calls, looking for a move back to 80. And then a few minutes later, I'm going to keep posting what I bought. So I bought the 78s, I paid $1. I'm still going to do that if they're these mid-cap names. Mid-caps move really well. They're just difficult to alert with 50,000 people because the OI goes crazy. There are bots and people who have stuff programmed in to automatically buy, and I don't want people getting taken advantage of. But for 80, there was people who bought 74 calls right next to the money, did really well. There's people that bought 83 calls way out of the money that made it in the money and did really well. So what you got to understand is that 80 is a target. So if you bought 80 calls, it makes it to 80 on Friday, you're not going to make any money. But if you bought 80 calls for 20 cents and it makes it to 80 on Wednesday or Thursday, you're going to make a really nice percent gain. So this is before, closer to the money calls, you're going to get a lower percent return, but they're generally safer and they generally hold their value better. Further out of the money calls, if things go against you, they'll go against you quick. And that's why I like to buy not incredibly far out of the money calls, but decently far out of the money. So when they run, they can run these huge percents. And when they don't run, you just lose your money, but you only have enough money in there. If it goes to zero, you're not too disappointed about it. So we had a really nice run, really nice move there. And all around that 80 price. I wanted to find the person on here, give them a shout out because they did really well. All the Elden Ring hype. Here we go. So Coffee Angel. So they had the 81 calls. They sold them for 3.4. I believe she had another one on here where it showed her entry price. Yeah. So right here. Sold some more. So 78 calls, 95 cents. Did them again really well. So you can play around these numbers, and maybe I can even comment in like what zone I bought it at. So if I said, hey, I bought it at 74.5-ish, that might help. So if it revisits that area, hey, go back here. Here's the zone that I bought. I bought right in this demand zone here. You see that it held up pretty well. Just highlight it across. There it is. And I have a video going over demand zone. But that can kind of help you say, hey, I'm still winning. I still think the move can happen. But at the same time, it's always a double-edged sword because I don't want to say this play's still active and then Friday at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, not 3:30, let's Friday at 2 o'clock, someone's buying 80 calls for a penny. They're obviously not going to work. So I'm still kind of playing with the best way to give these low OI option results. But I think this worked pretty good. I think a lot of people made a lot of money. If you think you have a better way I can do it, comment it down below. If you like what was going on, just comment down below. Say it's all good, it's awesome, I like it. And I think there's a lot of good opportunities coming up in the market. I think buy sells, we're doing pretty well at all of it. We've been patient, we've been waiting. Key to this play, just to sum it all up, hit that demand zone before earnings. We knew the earnings was good. We knew the potential was there to move higher. The target was 80 because 80 was the psychological level. It had good space to run. It went and exceeded our expectations. Huge gain, huge play. And we're going to get another one this week. So get ready and have a great rest of your weekend, guys.